Welcome back, everybody, to Bite-Sized Thursdays, a subsidiary of Off Slate Media. Today, we are watching Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, episode 4. Halfway done. What's it called? Whatever. Sounds like it's going to be a Wallace-centric episode.
It's a Lucas Lee episode. And it looks like, Wallace is probably going to be in like every episode. They're all probably going to be in most of these episodes.
That's right. Okay, I remember he becomes obsessed with Wallace, or one of them becomes obsessed with Wallace.
Or something.
It's like a love triangle. Like, one of them becomes obsessed with Wallace. Wallace doesn't care, but is obsessed with the other one. I don't know. What do we remember about it? Just about that much?
I think that's about it. It plays into what I said last week or the week before of you have all these characters that don't interact really at all in the source material, and since they changed the trajectory of the story, now they're all interacting in ways that are just so fun. Because when would we have seen these people interact like this otherwise? I mean, didn't we have, we forgot to mention we had Gideon interact with Julie?
Yeah.
At the end of the last episode, where it's like, oh, they know each other from high school, and his real name is Gordon Goose. And it's fun. It's fun to have these connections between these characters that are not in the source material, I don't think.
Not to my recollection. Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot about this episode aside from
it has something to do with Neil's script writing, which we also didn't mention from last week.
Oh yeah, it's like he wrote it in his sleep,
or his paralysis demon.
Oh, that was another thing that I was going to mention. We talked about them establishing a timeline, but also they reference like current things.
Yeah.
So
kind of
it's kind of like
moving timeline, whatever.
Well,
it's called,
I mean,
floating timeline.
I'm not gonna say that like, oh, sleep paralysis demon didn't exist back when blah 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 blah. But I don't think that they referencing a thing like that was in that way was popularized at that time.
Have you ever seen the video of the
I
person?
don't really know though.
Of the person whose sleep paralysis demon is Joe Pesci.
No,
I will show you. I will show, but it's like, Sonny, you think I'm funny like a clown? And he's screaming. It's beautiful. It's so funny. I laughed. I had to keep watching over and over.
It sits at the end of your bed while you're frozen in terror, berating you into getting your shine box.
Yeah. Get your shine box.
I don't know. The last image I have of Joe Pesci is how he appears in The Irishman, except
so old.
Well, no. Sorry, the one that I remember is the younger version of him from The Irishman.
Oh, when he's like looking over the truck, he goes, "It's that," and then he goes, "Yeah."
Yeah, but he's like
together.
Hilariously de-aged.
Yeah, that's the one thing about that movie that's not aging well. Funny enough, is the de-aging. 'Cause that's why that movie was like $200 million for Netflix.
Was it just for that?
I think most of that budget went to the de-aging, which it's really funny to watch. A clearly 70-year-old De Niro beating up a guy, and he's like barely stepping on him because, the guy's 70-something.
I remember watching it and thinking, is he even stepping on him? I remember thinking, it looks like he's just stepping on the curb, which is what he's doing because acting, but...
It comes down to just younger actors instead of de-aging, whatnot. It's like Samuel L. Jackson in a Captain Marvel, where he bends down to pet Goose, the cat, and it's like, oh yeah, that's like a 70-year-old man bending over, not an apparent like 30-something-year-old guy. So
yeah, but and you say that, but then like, how do you cast a younger De Niro? Like for an actor that's like larger than life like that, how do you do that? Especially when it's an actor that's been, as prolific as him for as long as he has, where it's like people remember what he looked like when he was younger.
Yeah. If it's more prominent of a role, I'd say for the flashback, it'd be. I understand, but that is not that much of the movie for that level of de-age. I know they de-age them throughout the movie for the different time periods, but I don't know. And I mean, they did that with other actors throughout history, where flashback, younger self, it's someone else. Sometimes it's famous people, but so.
Well, in any case, this episode definitely has a lot to do with movie production, and that does, as I recall, that's a theme that's important through the remainder of the series. I don't remember how all the elements tie together, but I remember the paralysis demon is, well, we're not going to get into spoilers, but it's important and ties directly into the plot.
Yes, I believe that somehow young Neil's movie is replicative of what's happening and is a clue as to where Scott is.
Does that mean we get Edgar Wrong as the director? Is he in this?
I don't know. He's in the video game.
That makes sense, because this is kind of like taking all of those different mediums and putting them into a new medium.
Well, yeah, if you notice the way that the paparazzi was reflected during the Envy Adams sequence, those are their character models in the game.
I don't remember much about this episode in particular, but one of the things I do remember is that it is more so than the others, even very video game-esque. I remember it being extremely kinetic.
I would say, I think if I remember this episode correctly, this is one of the most outside the bounds of the original source, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, we forgot to mention Roxy doing that. It's not really a whistle. It's kind of like a hum singing of. It's the hamster dance. You said, Drew.
Yeah, I know that as the hamster dance music.
But it's funny, like the first little part of that, like that melody sounds just like Whistle Stop from Disney's Robin Hood, because it's the dee, and that's what I knew, because I don't know the hamster dance. And we looked up the hamster dance. I go, yeah, it's this. But then it deviates from there, as she did when she was humming it, and it got me thinking of like whatever it is that they're referencing, which it is the hamster thing. They have to pay for that if it is copyrighted. Because I read a funny story that for Breaking Bad, there's a moment where Hank, on like a stakeout where Walt tags along in season 3, 4, somewhere in there, and he like badly hums "Eye of the Tiger." It does the right, and they apparently had to pay like $40,000 for that one moment where he badly hummed it. It's like he's not even singing the words, and they had to pay the royalties for that.
U.S. intellectual property law is just insane and stupid the way it's gone the last couple decades. There's a reason why so many movies and TV shows from the 80s through early 90s are near impossible to release in a modern format. It's all these new licensing laws. That is just, it's stupid, and it's outside of the intent of what it was ever meant to do.
Would you say that it's true then that that's why you don't see as many like blatant product placement like you saw in like
product placement's a different thing. That's paid advertising. This is sort of the
referencing other media, because you have to pay for it. If you reference it or use it or even quote it, sometimes you have to pay for it. So they're often, you only reference things that the company owns, because all these giant conglomerates own so much that it's like, we have this giant IP to choose from. That's why they have all the big team up movies, multiverse stuff now, because it's like, hey, look, we're referencing stuff because we can, because they don't have to pay for it.
And it, the whole model through which you license it has changed radically. It never used to be the case that you'd blow half of your movie or show's budget just to get one song, It was dirt cheap to do, and it wasn't tied to all of these larger licensing deals like it seems to be now. Again, some internet deep dive I was going down not long ago was talking about why movie soundtracks largely don't exist now the way they did in the 90s, and the ones that do are nowhere near as interesting. is rather than being a whole mixture of eclectic different songs that the producers liked that they licensed, they'll have one song that's a huge hit that they want to get in their movie. And so part of the deal they broker to get that in there is you buy everything else for the film from the same record label. So every soundtrack sounds the same because you're buying one studio's catalog.
Isn't the reason, was it Freaks and Geeks, like it was hard to get a physical release out for the longest time because they used so much music and it was just hard to get the rights to have it be released physically?
That was certainly the case for Wonder Years. It was also the case for Daria.
Yep, there's another one, yeah.
In fact, the DVD that eventually got released from Daria, even then, it's all filler music. It's not the original songs that were in it at broadcast.
Isn't that also the case for Quantum Leap?
It's the case with Quantum Leap, and the UK has much more sensible IP laws, which is why if you wanted Quantum Leap with the original music, you just buy the DVDs from the UK. The American release swapped out generic music for a lot of it. Again, this is only tangentially related to the show, but it's interrelated. Yeah, intellectual property law, man. It's a trip.
Is some of this why it's harder now, you think, because we've, not we, but companies have weaponized nostalgia now, so they keep feeding us the same stuff, but it's like they want to milk every cent out of this, and people like looking back at things they like.
And capitalism. If you can profit from it, not only do you have to maximize the extent to which you profit. It was capitalism all along.
I knew it.
All right. Are we ready to get?
Yeah.
All right. So one last thing, just as a hilarious story from my life here. Originally, when we were doing this, setting up this podcast, we were going to watch it on the physical release that released just recently, earlier this year. And I ordered it, and I got an email on probably Wednesday or Thursday that, oh, hey, it's not going to arrive until April 1st now.
Oh, it was a joke. I get it.
I was going to say, April Fool's Day on me. I just got an email from Amazon that says it'll be here tomorrow.
Helpful.
Yeah.
Like the day after we're recording this. That's so funny.
Anyway, we are gonna head on into the episode. Please join us after. Let's take off. Welcome back, everyone. I gotta admit, that was not the episode I thought it was.
I don't think any of us got that right at all.
Yeah, no, I definitely thought it was the Todd episode.
He's in it.
He's in it. He is in it.
At the end.
No, I totally forgot. I guess this episode existed. Wow. Anyway, what were our thoughts on that? I really loved, again, the animation.
I forgot that. Well, I mean, I remembered that the script writing became relevant, but I forgot that it goes into this whole sort of meta thing. And in that respect, it was reminding me a whole lot of like what Scream does with the Stab movies.
That's right. Because that Scream movie just came out. I was like, wait, what is the name of the fake movie within the movie? Because they've kind of become that now, but not in the way they want. But Stab, it's Stab. That's right.
Yeah, that I couldn't stop thinking about that. That's trippy.
I love the deviating, but I love the animation of parts of it, especially the opening. I was like, that feels very much like early 2000s Flash animation type, like just stuff you'd see on like network.
Like when
TV.
He's skateboarding and it's got sort of that weird curvature.
Yeah.
It reminded me to a degree of like that Johnny Quest series they did in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, and it also reminded me of like those, when it was more rounded and curved, like you said, like those like Disney Channel and Toon Disney shows of the 90s and 2000s.
Oh, like Ed, and Eddie?
That's Cartoon Network, I think.
Well, yeah, but it's the similar sort of style where everything has like a curve to it. It's not got really any straight lines.
Yeah, I think that you're right. It's like later when it's more like, what's the word I look for? Like scratchy, loose. But I think like the curve stuff from the from earlier remind me of like what's it gonna do? The Weekenders. Did either of you watch The Weekenders? It's a little
I don't
after
think
your
so.
time, I think. It's like 02 to something, which you're both in high school in 02, so that's why I
was,
think.
yeah.
We're not going to talk about how old we were in 02, okay? Okay.
The Weekenders and like these Disney shows, like, do you remember the Disney Afternoon at all, Drew? That was like early 90s, I think, when that started.
We didn't have Disney.
No Disney at all?
Nope, that was a premium network. We only had it on the 1 or 2 weekends a year where you got it for free.
Okay. Yeah, we had it for a bit, and then once you could block channels, my parents blocked a bunch of kids' channels because they didn't want us staying inside all the time, doing nothing but watching TV. So instead we watched like Nickelodeon and PBS all day anyway. But
fair enough.
I don't quite understand why they did that, because like Cartoon Network was blocked, Disney Channel was blocked. Like,
Jared, we're here to talk about Ramona's trauma, not yours.
well, maybe it's shared trauma.
You wish you could share trauma with her.
I'm good. I don't want to have to fight people. I'd lose right away like Scott. Kinda. He didn't
So
really
you-
lose. He got pulled
Well.
into a portal. But still,
I forgot that they revealed that so early.
if that's what happened, I mean, they reveal it, but I there's always a chance that's not what happened, and they're gonna pull the rug. But I mean, it seems to be. If you know what I'm saying, like it feels too easy, too early.
Yeah, so by the conclusion of this episode, we've been led to believe that the portal was caused by Todd's vegan powers?
No. He's only a vegan when he's being gone.
Vegan.
Milk and eggs, bitch. That's one of the best quotes of the whole
Chicken-
movie.
Chicken's
Gelato?
not vegan?
Yeah, chicken's not vegan. Yeah, this half of this episode is just skateboarding and beating people up with skateboards, and it's wonderful. I was that whole fight with the paparazzi and skateboards, and I think I said when they're like skating on their stomachs, they look like cockroaches and they're exploding, and he makes $999.99 Canadian.
It's
I
over
like that quite a
9,000.
And so that's what I was remembering from my vague recollections of this, was those fight sequences, just the extreme kinetics of it. It's all just a million people flying all over the place in improbable sequences.
Yeah. Just to throw it out there, though, the curvature of as he's moving the board and all that, that's all very, very, very anime. Like, if you watch enough anime, you'll notice when they get into these big fights like that, the animation will change to be more flowy like that and less, stiff of a standard scene.
Oh, like what we've seen in Demon Slayer, where the fights will be the most fluid, beautiful things, and then the in-between scenes where they're just talking, it's a lot of the more, like, the sharp cuts, when characters react to something. It's
Yeah.
right, like that. Is that, I got that right?
Yep.
You still need to watch the first Infinity Castle, because I don't think you have yet.
I don't think I'm going to be able to until it comes out on DVD.
Really? I thought it was on Crunchyroll.
It's not out yet. I think Aaron checked and said it wasn't.
Oh, well, shame. I'd like to talk about it with you. So then you can remind me what happened. Because
I still have that poster
I don't
you
want-
gave me sitting right next to my hutch.
yeah, maybe that poster we put up one day.
I wanted to put the poster up in here, but someone said, "Oh, Demon Slayer, man, I don't know that that's going to be accepted where you work." Probably a smart person.
But they're being slayed, though.
Yeah, that's
that's the interesting thing about the idea of Demon Slayer. I think I can't say this for sure because I don't know, but I think in the culture that this comes from, when they say that, they don't mean like demons in the way that we think about demons. I think they just mean monsters.
yeah. And if anything, the whole show, without spoilers, is people become corrupted by them, but there's still people inside that have just done wrong and can't go back, and that kind of is pretty relatable to a lot of thoughts and beliefs and teachings. But anyway, back on thoughts and beliefs and teachings. What else about whatever do we have to say?
That first song is sick. Actually, just the straight up entire music soundtrack of this show is just sick. It's got that Tony Hawk sequence in it. In fact, the Tony Hawk sequence was part of the fight, right?
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So grinding off the dinosaur statue, kick flipping to, send a ninja flying all.
Then the spinning. Don't forget the spinning.
Oh, yeah. The corkscrew.
Yeah, and then you got like the human centipede or the paparazzi centipede like linking together, and they, the big anime, what's that called? Collision and explosion that they do.
I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, hot take. This show's funny.
I'm not entirely certain that was supposed to be funny.
Of course it was.
It's more fun than funny, I guess, but we're laughing because we're having fun.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had this much fun with Lost.
Well, Lost, I wouldn't say is a fun show. I mean, Shannon and Boone had fun. And then Sawyer and Kate had... You want me to say it?
Jungle sex.
Jungle sex. Yeah, but that's about who all... Oh, and then Sawyer has a lot of fun on the show.
I actually think it was more like caged sex.
It was in the jungle.
It was. You're right.
Do you not think the smoke monster's having fun?
I just have a lot of fun with the Target ad campaign as a result of the smoke monster. Do you remember when I started watching that? I think I started after you did, because I think I started watching it with you.
Yeah. Not to get on too much of a tangent, but
by all means, tange.
It's very relevant because we always talk about when I started watching it, and I can never remember, just that you are related to the moment when I did, because you made those season 2 DVDs for me.
It was certainly in college. It was certainly one of the years I was living in GVA, because Josh had bought the DVD set. And he was watching the first season, and then I ended up getting hooked from just watching him. Like, I caught some of it through osmosis and enjoyed it enough that I started it from the beginning.
I love that movie.
That is the grossest image of Bill Murray I have. That movie is so gross.
Keep going, Drew, before we go down an Osmosis Jones tangent.
That's essentially the whole story. So that had to have been 2007, 2008. Certainly not later than that. 2007 is my guess.
I remember it being around the time we tried to record my album into your computer without any sort of preamp for a microphone.
Okay, to be fair, I understand how AV equipment works. I don't understand how musical instruments work. I didn't understand all of the ways in which that would be a bad idea and possibly, but also definitely fry my sound card.
I was going to say, didn't it definitely do that?
Most certainly.
To be fair, we were, 19-year-olds. I didn't understand much of that until much later.
In any case...
Good times, good times.
You know how old I was in 2007?
Don't answer.
I could guess, but I'm not going to.
Oh, okay.
He was 13. He was born on the day OJ was chased.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a fun memory.
That day is the day
For his birthday
born.
one of these years, I'm going to get him a white Bronco.
Do it. Do it.
Actually, he would like that way too much.
You mean a new car?
Yeah.
Yeah, buy me a new car.
So
just go significantly under the speed limit on the expressway. Wait to get pulled over, and
I
then
already do.
Then show them your driver's license. Get a photocopy of your license. Have it framed with the newspaper headline, and present it to the officer when he pulls you over.
And I say, officer, if I did it.
Oh, too soon.
Oh.
What were we talking about? It's Scott Pilgrim. Whatever. It's kind of one of those episodes where it's important for a couple sequences, but it all amounts to, as the other episodes have been, it's one big fight. And it's wonderful for that. I like how they're structuring it.
I mean, we were going to sit here and break down the episode plot beat by plot beat, but then it's like, whatever.
There's like 3 beats.
Whatever.
Yeah, the flashback sequence, I think I was like, oh, yeah, there you go, the 4:3 aspect ratio. And I said, oh, I do remember this part where you don't get much, but you get this little insight into their relationship without any.
They did change a lot of the backstory for them, too. It's interesting how they did that, because if you notice, they're all kind of like interconnected at school. Like, I don't think you get that much of that. Their the Lucas Lee, at the very least, backstory in the book. Although one thing I will say that is coupled with Lucas Lee in the book and in the movie that's not here is Casa Loma.
Oh, sure.
Oh, with the vampires?
Yes.
Simon Belmont in Casa Loma.
Yeah, that's also a Heath Ledger movie.
Oh, wow.
I like this. You usually just shake your head and Aaron just smiles. I don't get any reactions. Oh, that's great. I'm getting reactions.
That's a deep cut. Oh, that's fun. Well, speaking of tangents, hey, Jake, we went to Casa Loma.
About 20 years ago now, huh?
It was 19 years ago. Don't get it twisted.
I thought it was 2006.
Nope, summer of 2007.
Okay. Okay.
In fact, we had lunch in the basement of Casa Loma. They had that weird sort of, I think it was like a deli sort of thing.
Yeah, but there was like, yeah. I remember having to walk all those underground tunnels to like the stable.
And I remember that there was a room or a section that was dedicated to all of the movies that they had filmed there. And this is, of course, a couple of years before Scott Pilgrim. Mm-hmm. But they had movie posters from all the other stuff they'd shot there.
I wonder if they keep that updated.
I would imagine. They certainly haven't shot less stuff since then. The one that comes to mind was Caveman's Valentine, which is really sort of a deep cut. That's one of those movies that I think had the misfortune of being released on or immediately near September 11th. But yeah.
Isn't that the castle? It's technically a castle, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like always under construction too?
I don't.
I think in the movie it's under construction.
It is
because they were under construction at the time, or something.
It was definitely under construction when we were there.
Was it? I don't remember for sure.
They had like a whole section closed off in that tower that we were climbing.
Oh yeah.
We climbed 2 towers that day: the CN Tower and that one.
You climbed all the way up the CN Tower. Or did you take?
We definitely went up to the top
solo,
of it.
Just
Oh yeah. Then I hung off of it like King Kong. I have a picture of me hanging off of it like King Kong, actually. That was a trip when we tried to get back over the border and we had gone camping.
Okay, so rewind. Jake, if there's one thing I know about you, well, we're not going to get into the one thing, but if there's 2 things I know about you, the second thing is that you're not phenomenal at dealing with authority figures.
Not
and
great.
you sort of freeze up and shut down. And okay, so this trip to Toronto, we wanted sort of the urban Toronto experience, but then we also wanted to go camping. So we set up a tent at Bronte Creek Provincial Park, which was...
How do you remember that?
Because I remember things. That was, 30, 40
years
minutes?
ago? Maybe.
No, maybe 30 minutes outside the city. It wasn't terribly far.
You're having a lot of fun with this right now, aren't you?
I'm just, it's like staring into a mirror in a lot of ways. I must say, it's he says the same things to me. He does. He says the same things to me. We're like, how do you remember that? I go, I don't know. I just remember these things, but then I don't remember anything important.
So Bronte Creek Provincial Park, as the name implies, campground run by the province. We day trip into the city. We do our whole touristy thing. We're there for, I think it was like a 4-day weekend or something. And on the way back across the border, the agent was a real pain. First, he's haranguing us because I think this was
great word.
Not too far. It was in the immediate proximity of when the Michael Moore documentary Sicko had come out.
It's 08, I think.
Yeah, so it was under production. Anyway, it was getting publicity. And the agent was fixated on whether the reason we were in Canada was for like medical tourism purposes, whether we're getting surgery of some sort or.
I don't remember that, but that tracks.
Yeah, he was giving you a real hard time because you've got the assistive controls on your steering wheel, and he was just being a real tool.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted proof of why we were in Canada and what we were doing there. So he's demanding to see the receipt from the campground.
That I remember.
And, you know, I certainly didn't have a smartphone at the time. It's not like we could pull up the reservation, you know, from my 2007. That would be my Motorola W490 flip phone. So no, what the campground had given us, as I remember, was like a handwritten carbon pack form that was a receipt. And we were in your car, and your car was very much the way then as it is now, which means it was not easy to find.
To be fair, we were going on a trip. We had packed some stuff. It wasn't quite as garbage as what it is.
No, but it was a lot of camping supplies. It was, coolers, tents, odds and ends like you'd need if you were camping for a long weekend. And he's giving us such a hard time because we can't find this receipt. We have to pull off into the side lane for enhanced screening, where they are pulling every single item out of the car and questioning you on what they're for and what the purpose was. It's like, I don't know, man. It sure seems like it's a lot of camping supplies, you know, as though we were camping.
All I remember is him pulling that. So my dad let us take his water bladder, which is a thing that inflate. Don't look at me like that.
How did he put it back in?
Which it's a thing where as you fill it with water, it inflates. You hang it from a tree, and then as you use the water, it compresses.
Yep.
Well, you never fully get all of the water out of it. Similar to my bladder. I'm sorry.
Well, here you go, Jake. Just rips it out of his body.
I just remember him pulling it out of my trunk because I don't think we ever got out of the car. I think he was just like rifling through our crap.
That's correct. Yeah, you had to pop the trunk. He's pulling stuff out of there.
And I remember seeing him in the rearview mirror, pulling this up and like holding it in front of me going, what's in here? I don't know, man. Water? It's clear. Why is it clear? Because it's water? That's the thing I do. I either freeze up and shut down or I get real shitty with them.
You never get shitty with anyone.
Oh, never. Never, not once.
Never, not once.
Never,
ever.
not once. That was also the trip where I don't know if we didn't plan the timing right, but we like got to the camp well after dark.
No. We got there like it wasn't quite dusk, but like the problem was it just took a lot longer to set up the tent than we had budgeted for. So we definitely finished the project in the dark. But somewhere you've got that time-lapse video of the whole ordeal. I just remember us cooking bacon on like this bare nothing grill that flipped over the campfire thing. And I just remember laying bacon over the top of that, and like because I couldn't see the way I figured out whether or not the pancake mix. This was pre-pandemic, obviously. There were a lot of considerations we didn't take into account, or at least I didn't take into account. I don't even know if I told you, but the way I figured out if the pancake mix was appropriate was like I took a little taste of it and was like, "That's too salty. Add more milk. That's not salty enough. Add more pancake mix."
Wait, real bacon or was this faking?
This was pre-vegetarian.
This was pre-vegetarian, Jake. Wow.
That's a couple years pre-vegetarian,
significantly
I think.
before. So you had, maybe 30% less powers. You get progressively more powers as you face down.
I mean, the rest of your brain is filled with curds and whey. One more story from Canada.
Along came a spider and sat down beside her.
You could
Another
generate
funny story.
portals, but it could only get us from like the park to the AMC Winston Churchill.
Or to the bathroom.
That's
why your bladder's small, because you're so used to just going, whoop.
That's a
Only one part of your body went through the portal, Jake.
That's a whole nother story about us on Bellevue.
Blueberry Hill.
No, the island. Bellevue.
Belle Isle.
Belle Isle.
Belle Isle.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's on the Detroit side.
Yeah. Remember when we went there and I had to go to the bathroom so bad that I'm just like sprinting across, well, what accounts for sprinting for me, across this trying to figure out, okay, is this open? Is this open? No. Anyway, back to Canada because this is a funny story. And I think about it every time I drive to Detroit because there are a bunch of way stations.
Wait. Do you mean like WAY or Curzon way stations?
I mean like
Neither.
Yeah, I mean like WEIGH.
Okay. So
So if you've ever driven in Canada, you know that around Toronto, it is really frickin' busy.
Toronto.
Yes.
Toronto.
The second T is silent.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I learned that from Argo.
It's just like Grand Rapids. There's no D.
Grand Rapids.
Oh, that's never been a problem for me.
He also hates the way I say figure.
I don't hate it. I just noticed he says it like British people do. There's no "you" in there. It's just "er."
I figure I picked that up from you.
This is your fault.
He has reservations.
Quick question. If you have a timetable of things you are supposed to do today, what do you call that?
A schedule.
Interesting.
An itinerary.
And yet not a schedule.
That's why I think I picked it up from him.
Interesting. Okay.
Why don't you just wrap your heads in some aluminium?
I can't handle both of you in the same room.
I'm gonna leave here. I'm gonna go through the garage.
Okay, real quick. We're in a crowd together. I make direct eye contact with you and deliberately shoulder check you. What is your response?
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, see. I like where your head's at.
I didn't like where my head just was, but
Someone deliberately shoulder checks you. The response is sorry.
no, it's
You
sorry,
get the
sorry there.
pronunciation wrong, but your instinct is correct.
Anyway, so if you've ever driven around Toronto,
Thank you.
It's insanely busy. And so we're going back to the campground and we're in this line of traffic and I'm like, I don't know where I am. So I'm like, oh, this looks like our exit. Why is no one else getting off on our exit? So I get off on this exit and I'm starting to head down. I'm like, Drew's like, this isn't going off the highway. What do you mean? And we go by one of those way stations and I look to the right and there's a cop right there. And I just like, oh, and then we go back and all of a sudden we're back on the highway.
Fun fact, freeways do not have shortcuts generally.
That one did.
It turns out you turned off and pulled directly through a way station. Fun time.
Oh, man, I can't believe that was almost 20 years ago. Gosh, we're old.
Well, this is a source material about being dumb in your 20s. So
I don't think I was
it's
in my 20s.
relevant.
I was in my 20s.
Most
then.
stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, Jake, you're gonna be 40 this
In
year.
December, yeah.
Yeah. Old.
40's the new 30? Maybe?
I don't know.
Well, it's in metric, right?
Yeah. Funny story, when we were building this when we were building this studio, my dad kept he'd try a socket and it wouldn't work and he must say, oh, that bolt's measured in metric. And I kept being like, but that's not what?
I really don't think Emily Haynes measured your bolts.
This is the part where
Maybe.
Jake said I'd let her measure my bolts 20 years ago before he was taken.
And on that note,
Nah, I'd probably still let her measure my...
Trying to be respectful to both of you, and apparently it's not good enough.
Anyway, do we have anything more to say about whatever?
I think we got everything out of the way for whatever.
Whatever. Anyway, we'll be back at you next week with the 5th episode of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, which is called
Lights, Camera, Sparks?
This is the one that I was thinking of at the beginning of the episode.
Most likely.
Yeah. Other than that, Jared, where can they find us during the week?
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, the funny TikTok, and Twitter. Take them us. And you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Havens, YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, ring that notification bell. Make sure you check us out and rate us on all those apps. And swing by our groovy website.
And other than that, everybody, let's take off.